Alright everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Pokemon Storm Silver. It's actually been quite a while since I recorded because I was working on the Transfer Lock episode video that everyone has seemed to enjoy. So a big thank you to everyone for all the support, all the likes, the comments. I've really enjoyed reading them all. And yeah, so it's just been really cool. And so yeah, some of these videos I think I'm gonna have to ramp up the video production a little bit more on some of these, because based on the reaction of like the Pokemon Crystal video, based on the Transfer Lock, you guys seem to really enjoy this stuff. So I think as much as I enjoy doing the Let's Plays and they're fun to do, I'm definitely going to have to find time to put more effort into the stuff like the Transfer Lock. Anyway, without further ado, we'll get back into what is this series. A little bit of off-camera grinding, nothing too crazy with our team. Although we did have to, with Agaric, we did kind of have to wait, or basically hold him off on his evolution, which is a little bit frustrating. Did some berry grinding for Oran berries. That'll all come clear probably later in this episode. So let's just get straight into it, because what we'll need to be doing is, well, the gym. That's pretty much all we've left for right now is doing the gym, so let's head on in there. If I remember correctly, we did everything else in the last episode, and we can just go on ahead and let's get started and do the speed-ups. Okay, so we have taken out the gym trainers, so let's go ahead, enter back into the gym, and go ahead and take on the gym leader. I'm thinking if I've got it... I don't have a cherry berry. Okay, well, that's a bit frustrating. I was trying to think, do I maybe have something that I can utilize that will help me? We'll give the Quick Claw to Henge, I think. We don't have too many moves, or too many items that would be incredibly helpful. In fact, we've also got a Shell Bell, so that could be useful for our Croconaw. We've also got the Charcoal. Just thinking about all of these items that we've got. Barky can hold that. I know we've got the Miracle Seed as well. That's another thing that we need to grab out of the box soon. But anyway, we've got Morty, so let's go ahead and take on Morty. It is good for you to have come. Here in Ecruteak, Pokemon have long been revered. It is said that a rainbow-hued Pokemon will come down to appear before a truly powerful trainer. I believe that tale, so I have secretly trained all my life. As a result, I can now see what others cannot. I see a shadow of the Pokemon who will make the Pokemon appear. I believe that person is me. You're gonna help me reach that level. Alright, well, let's go ahead and take on Morty and see what we can do. Obviously, with the 6 Pokemon, a difficult battle, and maybe we can get the Quick Claw. Oh, we don't need to, in fact, because we just do damage already. Ooh, Will-O-Wisp. We do not want to run into Will-O-Wisp, because although we have full heals, that is a problem, that move. I'm gonna go, because it's gonna heal. what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use Screech, get that defense lowered. And yeah, we get hurt by the burn, but then I can go to my full heals and utilize it. Because it might go for some like Hex. No, it just goes for Shadow Ball straight away. Okay. Probably gonna have to... we may not have to heal. Alright, let's go for Bite. Do a nice chunk of damage this time. And we get a flinch, so... Okay, so he doesn't have another potion, most likely. That or he saves it. But that's good. So we got one Pokemon down. Only 6 to go. I think we'll swap out into our Croconaw here. Partly because we could get the evolution to happen. But also just to give a slight break as well. Okay, Swagger could actually help us out quite a bit. A sharp attack rise is good. Obviously Confusion less so. But if we can pull off the if we can break through Confusion, then that is a great move to be able to utilize the most out of. And we get a upgraded Bite basically in Crunch, which is good. So +2 and a stronger move. Why not? Gengar's coming out, which is his ace. So let's go for Crunch then. He's got Thunderbolt. He has Thunderbolt specifically for people who pick Croconaw for Alligator, isn't that? That's what that is. Okay, well, let's go into a Garrick. I've got a couple of moves I want to use. One is Stun Spore, which is the critical one that we need to hit. Perfect. Perfect. And then Leech Seed. Brilliant. But at least we've got those two things off. So Gengar can take some passive damage while we lower its attack with Starling, who's gonna go in so we can heal up our Pokemon here. I'm thinking what I want to start with is reviving Croconaw. I'm not gonna fully heal, but I wanted to revive Croconaw. I mean, we've lost the Swagger, which is unfortunate, but what can you do? We're gonna put out Robotnik now, and I think I'm just gonna go for a Zen Headbutt. It's gonna do quite a bit of damage to this Gengar. Should do at least, being part poison type. Ooh, very, very close, but it's got a berry, so we'll see. It is always interesting with, oh, we get the Paralyze. That's really good. It's always interesting to kind of see some of the differences between this game and the games they're based on. Yeah, this being Storm Silver based on Soul Silver, and Morty's team, because I always found Morty to be actually quite a tricky gym leader. And the levels are only 4 levels higher in this. But I gotta say, much harder in this game. But in general, I've always found a difficult gym leader. I remember the first time I played through the second generation, and everyone always had an issue with Whitney's Miltank. And I figured that one out pretty much after the first turn. You know, you lost once, okay, I get it now. And from there, it wasn't too bad. But Morty was just, I don't know, for some reason, even with the Pokemon I had, I always just found him so tricky. And I'll never remember, I think I'm trying to remember exactly what it was that happened, but basically, I had the Togekiss, and or not Toga, it was Togepi, what, level 2 or something like that, and for some reason, I guess in the base game it doesn't have the right moves, or it doesn't have anything that's super effective on well, it can't use any moves on normal types. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was out of whatever move would be like Hypnosis or something like that, or it didn't have Dream Eater, but it was something along those lines. I can't quite remember, but I'm pretty sure it was something along the lines of it didn't have a move that could hit Togepi except for Hypnosis, and all I had was Extrasensory and Metronome. And so I just kept spamming Extrasensory at it, and eventually took it down. It took like 30 minutes of battling, painful. Togepi went up to like level 15 from that one battle, so I kept it around for a little bit longer. But it took me a good day, pretty much, to get to a point where I could take down Morty's Pokemon. I mean, it was a tricky one for me, trying to figure out how to do it properly. And I remember the first time I played through, probably Sacred Gold, challenging Morty and thinking, oh my goodness, this just reminds me of when I was younger. I did not mean to heal up Barky here. I meant to heal up our other Pokemon, because I suspect that's gonna take me out. So, alright, we go into Joey then. We goes for Hypnosis. And this would have something like Dream Eater. Let's see, we got the full heals at least, but this isn't exactly what I was hoping for. Yeah, it does have Dream Eater. Okay, Crunch goes for Shadow Ball. It does do a lot of damage. We really need this to one-shot. Oh, it's very close. We get a little bit of healing. What I'd like for it to happen would be... what I would have loved is for... either... Well, I would have really liked a crit, but I didn't think that was viable. But it to go for like Hypnosis and Miss would have been better, but didn't do that. Now, are you going to Shadow Ball me? Yes, so I really do have to now rely on the Quick Claw. Come in handy, Quick Claw. Nope. Darn it. Alright, well, it was worth an attempt, it was worth an effort, but Morty is just so strong. So, alright, we'll do take 2 then. Oh yeah, and the Pokemart Fantina's here. And, okay, she gives me an item here. What does she give me? Oh, Will-O-Wisp. Nice. Okay. It's cool. That is a useful move. It's a move I was actually thinking of finding, and then I realized that in the game I was playing it wasn't a TM. Alright, let's do take 2 of Morty. I'm going to kind of try and just get to where I was with Morty, and then we'll see if we can kind of finish it up. Alright, we're at the Haunter at least, and the Haunter has missed the attack. Crunch is going to do a lot. Is he going to heal? No, he's going to go for Shadow Ball, but we're going to hit the Crunch anyway, so he has to hit a crit on this. But we have more Pokemon available to us. I've done a better job with our strategy to take out Gengar, because this time I decided when it came to Gengar, I would immediately switch into a Garrick, who would use Stun Spore, which worked, and then into who's it? Oh well, Stun Spore and then Leech Seed. Probably didn't need to use Leech Seed, but did anyway. Anyway, it's Mischievous and then I think a Drifloon. So Henge is the ideal candidate for taking these Pokemon out. Obviously, we'd be a bit better off with higher attack. Might just... We've got the time. Might just go into... Mean Look. Okay. Be helpful if you didn't use a move. Yeah, it's probably just gonna go for Shadow Ball until it takes me down. We've hit it with Screech. I guess our only real hope then is going and getting Quick Claw, which it's not gonna happen that way. So, there we go. Alright, we'll go into Croconaw then. We'll go for Crunch. It is faster than us still. Wow. Alright, well, it still should take Mischievous out. It didn't take Mischievous out. I'm gonna go for the Crunch again. It's gonna go for Shadow Ball. It's not as strong as Gengar, though. It is still strong. Alright. Time for Brute Force with our last two Pokemon. So, that's fine. You can go for Mean Look. It's not going to change the fact that whatever the last Pokemon is, I mean, once you take down the Pokemon that used Mean Look, you can then escape, so... There we go. And... it's a Sableye. That's an issue for Robotnik. It is a slight issue. The last Pokemon is a Sableye. Especially for Barky, but... okay, we can't use the same move twice in a row. So just do the Flame Wheel. We'll switch between Flame Wheel and Fire Fang. And hope we'll be fine? We may not be, considering how much damage that did. I think Shadow Claw is one of those that always hits. Are we gonna lose again? Robotnik's strong, but is it that strong? We only have one move we can go for. Which is Metal Claw, which isn't gonna do much. And that's gonna do a lot. Doesn't do as much as I thought it would do. But we definitely need to hit a crit. I knew he was saving a Hyper Potion. Knew he'd be doing that. Okay. Let's see exactly how much damage this Sableye does with one of those. Oh, you've gone for Torment. Okay, yeah, that means we can't use the same move in a row, so we'll go for Scary Face, which actually be fine. We might be able to outspeed it. It does about 27 damage? Yeah. So it's got recover. The most annoying aspect of that, please don't even have X attacks. The most annoying aspect of it is it can just spam recover, and because of Torment, I can't do anything. It's probably not gonna win, but because it's part Dark type, we have two moves that are completely useless to it. And we have to use Scary Face because of Torment. Oh, this is just painful. It almost makes you want to lose just because, like, what's the point of doing this? Can't use the same move. Just let Torment not be a thing. It's so slow now. Oh, what we need is a crit. Not on me! Okay, so we are at the Sableye again, and our third attempt. I changed a few things up, and one of the things that I've realized is we can use moves that lower the defense of the Pokemon. It's a revelation. And also lowering the amount of attack it does by Intimidate and Growl and so on and so forth. Which, despite Barky going down, will mean if we send out Robotnik, doesn't matter what Sableye does except for recover, because Metal Claw will probably take it down. There we go. And there we are. We defeated Leader Morty. How is this possible? It's possible with a lot of different attempts. I don't think our potentials are so different, but you seem to have something more than that. So be it, this badge is yours. And we received the Fog Badge from Morty. About time. By having the Fog Badge, Pokemon to level 50, including traded Pokemon, will obey me. Also, I'll be able to use Surf. And he gives us TM30, which I believe is Shadow Ball, which is a quite useful move. And we register Morty in the Pokegear. All very cool stuff. So yeah, so we're gonna head for Olivine City is what he was saying, so I think that is the right thing to do, heading that way. And, okay, I thought that was about to be a real call, but it isn't, it's just a story call. And there are a few story things coming up, I suspect. Because we have like 3 Pokemon that could evolve today, right now. And I would like them to evolve. Our Pokemon keep getting destroyed before they're allowed to evolve. Crocona's like, what, level 32 already? Oh, well but between Agaric, Henge, and Crocona, we've got evolutions. Starling's like a few levels away. Robotnik and Barky are further away, but... alright, well, we have finally done what we need to do in Ecruteak City. So, what's this guy here for? What makes a slow Pokemon move before a quick Pokemon? Why, Trick Room, of course. So we get Trick Room. Alright, cool. But I think we're gonna head this way. We'll see what battles we can... Oh. You wouldn't happen to be Joey, would you? I'm sorry, I should introduce myself. My name is Steven. I'm the champion of the Hoenn region. Cynthia told me about a young trainer who seemed different from the rest. I can see what she meant immediately. Do you remember the story about the legendary trainer that Cynthia told you? Another part of that story involves a collection of plates, special items that resonate with the Pokemon god. It is said there are 16 in total, and they are scattered across the Johto and Kanto regions as well as very far north. Each plate contains an element, or represents an element, such as fire, water, electric, steel. They could be found anywhere. In the modern age, they're probably either held by enthusiasts, buried in the ground, or even picked up by random people. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if one ended up in the bin of a research lab. How do I know these plates exist? Because I already located one. It's the iron plate, the plate that represents the element of steel. I'd like to leave it in your capable hands. However, it can give your Pokemon a small boost to some of their moves too, so it'll be helpful. Here, don't drop it. And we've obtained the iron plate from Steven. You should try looking for the rest of those plates. You might even help prove the legend true. Well, it's nice meeting you, but until we cross paths again, this is goodbye. Well, that adds an interesting other element of travel to our already kind of long list of things that we want to accomplish. But I think what we should do is we should head out on this route here and see what else we can find. There's a few things I want to do in this episode, but I wanted to get to Olivine City first. And I think first and foremost with this part, we're gonna do this trainer here. And there we are. Now we finally have Henge evolving. So we can finally say that some of our Pokemon are eventually getting up into the evolutions, getting a little bit stronger, be a bit more difficult to deal with, and our Henge has evolved into Pupitar. Very cool. So let's get back to defeating trainers and so on. Okay, well, at least that's one more evolution. I think we can all see why I don't particularly enjoy doing Nuzlocke as much, though I will say the one that we did do did work quite well. That was quite successful. But anyway, we've got ourselves a Feraligatr, which I'm pretty happy about. I noticed that we didn't get any changes, I think, with Feraligatr. Yeah, so still a water type. But we have another Pokemon with Intimidate, which is really quite cool. We're going to go back and heal. Unfortunately, I've run out of time for what I wanted to do, but that's fine. I think what I can do is just record this in 2 bits. It'll be fine. No worries. But anyway, going away from what I need to do with my own time, I think for the rest of this episode, what we're going to plan on doing is we're going to head to Olivine City. We're going to do the lighthouse. I think there's like 2 other little things that we are going to do, but we're going to do the lighthouse, and then that'll be it for this episode. So hopefully we should be able to get at least one more evolution going on. So yeah, we'll just we'll be back. We'll be back when there are things to do, which will probably be very soon. And here we are with yet another evolution in this episode, our 3rd evolution, which is pretty cool. I do like the evolutions. We now just have, I guess, Staravia, which could happen as well in this episode. be a crazy thing. But I actually specifically waited until this level based on the move, Force Palm, which I think will come in handy. It's a little less powerful than Headbutt, but I still like us having Stun Spore and Leech Seed at the current moment. I might, considering the ability that we now have, it could be interesting if we can get like a Toxic Orb, be able to put that on a Garrick. That would definitely be an interesting strategy. Toxic Orb with Poison Heal. But yeah, anyway, we've now got ourselves yet another cool Pokemon on our team, another evolution. But let's then go to the Pokemon that still need to evolve. Try and level these guys up. Is there... No, there's the item over there. Alright. Cool, and the reason that we're still going to be here is because of this guy. Oh, what's that you're holding? Is what they call a Pokedex. Haven't seen one of those in ages. My name is Baoba. I used to run a safari zone in Fuchsia City, but it was becoming out of date with new entertainment options coming out. I decided to go overseas to learn the newest technology and open a state-of-art safari zone in Signwood. It may be more than a coincidence that we are chatting. Why don't we register each other's numbers in the Pokegear? I can give you a call once the safari zone is open before I call anyone else. Do you want to register? Yeah, let's do it. That's the way. And we have registered Baoba in the Pokegear. We'll let you know over the Pokegear when it's ready. Okay, so that's pretty cool. But there is also one other thing, other than the fact that we get Giga Drain, which is pretty cool, which honestly could replace Leech Seed if we wanted to. But there is the Miltank, which needs berries. If we talk to this guy, he says his Miltank aren't given any more milk, and it might feel better if you feed it a lot of berries. So let's go ahead and feed this Miltank a lot of berries, because we have a lot of Oran berries, which would be the berries that we would need. And I'm just gonna keep... Alright, Miltank's become a little healthier. It's Cry's give an Oran berry to Miltank, yes. And we'll keep on up. I think it's 8 you need. So, Miltank getting healthier. We'll keep going with the Oran berries. And is this the last one? There we go. So there we are. So we have a totally healthy Miltank for the farmer. And we can buy... We get the Moo Moo Milks, and they're so dirt cheap that we can get them even though we're kind of broke, which is great. And then, I think there's an item down here. There's this person. What are you? Okay. She wants you to... I guess there's something you get if you show her a Blossom. Anyway, we get Drain Punch. That's another move that we could use with Breloom. And that could be quite useful. So, getting a lot of interesting moves as we look forward. And then there's a couple more battles. So let's get the battles done and head to Olivine City. Okay, so here we are, and we are entering Olivine City, and, oh, it's our rival. What's he doing here? You again? There's no need to be alert. I don't bother with wimps like you. Speaking of weaklings, the city's gym leader isn't here and supposedly taking care of a sick Pokemon at the lighthouse. Boo-hoo, just let sick Pokemon go. Pokemon that can't battle is worthless. Why don't you go train at the lighthouse? Who knows, you may become a little bit of a better trainer. Alright, well, with that guy out of the way, we can go ahead and head in and heal up our Pokemon. And also, probably go ahead and get something as well, because I think there are a few items you can get in Olivine City. I'm not sure about every little single item, TM, etc., etc. I'm not as good with this game in terms of all the details of it. I've not finished the lighthouse. Okay, I don't know what that is for. I really don't. Anyway, I guess there's nothing in there then. And then, actually, I wonder what day it is. I know what day it is. I'm being silly. Oh, we get the TM for embargo. Interesting. I actually just got this in my little... I was doing because I'm getting ready for Pokemon X, I was doing a Pokemon Y playthrough. And that was one of the TMs I got from the TM girl in Cormarine City, I think is the city. So that was, that felt like a little bit of a throwback. Alright, well, let's go ahead and take on the Lighthouse Challenge. Okay, so we've made it to the top of the lighthouse, where there is Jasmine.
This Pokemon always kept the sea lit at night, but it suddenly got sick. It's gasping for air. I understand that there's a wonderful pharmacy in Signwood, but I can't. That's across the sea, and I can't leave Amphi unattended.
I guess we're going to the lighthouse then, or not to the lighthouse, but to Signwood City next. So that's gonna be fun. We get to head all the way down here, down the elevator, and that's also probably gonna be it for this episode. Hopefully, there's enough content. Should be with all the gym battle shenanigans that went around. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. So if you enjoyed, make sure you go ahead, hit that like button, and subscribe. And also, again, hello to all the new viewers. I know these episodes are kind of long because they're a little bit different from like the normal kind of Let's Plays I do, but I like to do kind of the classic Let's Play style and all that sort of stuff. And we're going to be starting Pokemon X soon, so there's that too. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.